What's up, family? Man, I want to continue our series on the 12 laws of the universe. Today, we're going to pick up with the seventh law. The seventh law of the universe is probably the most popular law and probably the most spoke about and probably the most misunderstood. You know, um, the law of cause and effect. The seventh law is the law of cause and effect. Most people know it by the law of karma. Same thing, just different name. It's a trip because people think that karma is a bad thing. Man, karma's gonna pay you back, and karma's this, karma that, and they make karma out to be this wicked stepmom. You know what I mean? They make karma out to be a bad thing. Man, if you watched the video yesterday, the law of perpetual transmutation of energy, man, we talked about, man, energy is neither good or bad. There is no good or bad energy. It's just how people use energy that makes it good or bad. And the same thing with karma. Karma is not this thing, this God, this punishing God. That's, oh, you fucked up. Oh, you didn't do this right. And you did this wrong. And you did this wrong. And you did that. And now I'm going to come back and I'm going to pay you back for that. No, that's not karma. That's not God. That's not what God does. That's not what karma does. Karma doesn't care whether you do good or bad. Karma is just a teacher. Karma is just, oh, you reap what you sow. The law of cause and effect. Because you've done this, you're going to have to go through this. Because you have to learn the pain and the trauma and the drama associated with what you did. Because you've done this, man, this is going to happen for you. Good or bad, it don't matter. Because you bless people and because you pour into people's lives and because you do, you have a loving, giving, nurturing, compassionate spirit. That's who you are. That's what you do. Man, the windows of heaven, the doors are going to open and people are going to pour into your life. People are going to bless you and give you things and all the stuff that you've done. People are going to do that for you. People are doing that for you. Why? Because cause and effect. Because you did this. This is happening. Because you did this, this is happening. Good or bad, it don't matter. We have to grow up. We have to understand that, man, karma, laws of cause and effect, it's just a teacher for us to sit back and understand, man, I can't do certain things because if I do certain things, that triggers a certain response. And if I don't like this response, then I got to go back to the cause of the response. Oh, this is happening because I did this. This is happening because I opened my motherfucking mouth and said this. This is happening because I was giving to other people. I was nurturing. When I didn't have, I was still pouring into the lives of others. When I didn't have, and I saw others struggling, man, I wanted to help them and I blessed them and I gave and I did it. So people are sowing back into me. People are blessing me. People are giving to me. Doors are opening for me. Opportunities are coming my way because I created and I gave others opportunity. Because I was rude and disrespectful and belligerent and obnoxious. Man, these motherfuckers are rude and belligerent and obnoxious. Cause and effect. The law of karma. When I was in California, I had a ranch. And I'll bring all these at-risk youth up to the ranch. And I'll take them into the garden. And I'll tell them to grab one of the little mandarin oranges. And they would open it up. Now I tell them, save all the seeds. And they're like, okay, whatever, you know. So they're eating the orange and they're saving, holding their seeds in their hand. And I would ask them, because the tree was maybe 7, 8 feet tall max, but it is filled with hundreds and hundreds of fruit on it. And I would ask them, How many seeds did it take to make all of this fruit? And they would look at me with this befuddled look on their face like, what the fuck you talking about? That don't make no sense. How many seeds did it take to make all of these oranges? And they would just look. I said, you know what? It took one seed. It took somebody planting one seed in order for that seed to go into the ground, to grow up and blossom into this big tree. Came from one seed. Talking about the law of cause and effect. Stay with me. I'm going somewhere. It took one seed, uno seed, for that tree to grow up, for all of that fruit to grow on that seed, on that tree. And fruit had been growing on that tree for years, hundreds of mandarin oranges for years. And all of that came from one seed. And so they're looking at me and they're like, okay, so what? The big deal. I said, you know, nature's a great teacher. We just don't pay attention. Nature's a great teacher. We just don't listen. Nature's a great teacher. We just don't watch and observe. I said, from one seed planted into the ground, you get this tree that's bringing forth fruit for years. And I asked him, how many seeds does yours have? One person, 5, 8, 6, 4, 7. And they would have all these different numbers. To understand something. All of these seeds, all of these oranges have seeds in them. We're talking about the law of cause and effect. Stay with me. All of these oranges have seeds in them. You guys will hold them in your hand. I said, look at all the other oranges left on this tree. I said, I've already eaten a lot. A lot of them already fell to the ground. Look at them. I said, I've already given away a lot. But from all this fruit right here, came from one seed. You got 8. You got 6. You have 5. You have 4. You have 7. You have 8. I said, all of you guys got seeds in your hand that came from one seed. All you guys are able to enjoy the fruit that came from one seed. You didn't plant the seed. You don't know who planted the seed. You don't know how long the seed has been planted. You're reaping the benefits of somebody else's work. Stay with me. I'm going somewhere with the law of cause and effect. You're reaping the benefits of somebody else's labor. You don't even know them. You don't even know when they did it. So they're standing there like, okay, I don't get it. I said, take each one of these seeds. These seeds are like an action. It's like, huh? I don't get it. Each one of the seeds in your hand has the ability to create a tree just like this and bring forth this much fruit every year for a number of years. The law of cause and effect. Now, take that seed and say that seed is you telling your little sister that she's ugly. Take that seed and say that that seed is you beating up your little brother. Take that seed and say that seed is somebody telling you that you're ugly and you're stupid and you ain't shit and you will never amount to anything in life. Take that seed and say that that seed is somebody telling you that you're fat, you're too black, you're too white, you're too tall, you're too small. That seed could be anything. Take that seed and say that that seed is somebody sexually molesting you. Take that seed and say that that seed is somebody beating the shit out of you. What happens? That seed is put in the ground. Your mind. Your mind is the soil. Your mind is the garden. And that somebody just planted that seed. That seed that you're not good enough. That seed that you're ugly. That seed that you're stupid. That seed that you're too fat. You're too small. That seed that all you are is just a sexual object. And that gets planted in your mind. And it turns into this tree. And it brings forth fruit. When it's hate, when it's negative stuff, that seed produces negative, toxic fruit. Other people come and they pick the fruit. They don't know who planted the fruit. They don't know who planted the tree, who planted the seed, excuse me. They're there plucking off the fruit. And it's toxic. It's bitter. It's nasty. And people don't understand why you are the way that you are. People don't understand why you're so sexual. Why you don't like to be touched. Why you're so angry. Why you're so overprotective. Why you're so untrusting. Because there have been seeds planted within you. And they grew. Cause and effect. And they turned into this tree. And the kids were like, the light came on. The law of cause and effect. The law of karma. Now, karma goes a little further and says, I want you to understand what you've done to others. I want you to understand how you've blessed others. I want you to understand how you have the opportunity to be a blessing to others and you refuse to. And so now there are going to be people in your life that have the ability to bless you and refuse to when you need it the most. Now there's going to be people in your life that do crazy shit to you or that don't help you or that dog you out. Why? Because you've done it to others. And now you have to understand the pain associated with it. And I know a lot of people are like, well, I was molested as a kid and I didn't do anything to deserve that. Okay, I was molested twice as a 6-year-old boy. I hadn't done anything up to that point in this lifetime to deserve that. And see, this is where most of us don't understand. Man, again, the law of perpetual transmutation of energy. Energy is always changing. It doesn't die. It doesn't start and it doesn't die. Same thing with us. Just because I was born February 20th, 1970. That's when my physical flesh came into this world. My spirit, my soul, my energy, my essence has been here before. Energy doesn't just start when you get here. Your energy came before. Your energy had a different form. And so in a previous life, you've done some things. You may not want to acknowledge it. Oh, I don't remember doing that. It's a whole lot of shit we don't remember. Don't mean we didn't do it. It's a whole lot of shit we don't remember saying. Don't mean that we didn't say it. And so karma says, okay, in a previous lifetime, you done woo doo doo woo. Now, in this lifetime, you need to understand. You need to grow the fuck up, Elijah. You need to understand what it's like not to have a mama. You need to understand the pain associated with crying out for your mama and your mama not being there. You need to understand what it feels like to want to be loved and accepted by your daddy and your daddy rejecting you. Your daddy abusing you. Law of cause and effect. The law of karma. You need to understand, Elijah, what it's like to be molested. Why? Because in a previous life, you've had to do this. See, we don't want to acknowledge that stuff because, man, I'm too good to have done that and I wouldn't do that and da. You don't know what the fuck you would have done. And the fact that you're going through this, you did it. I know you don't want to acknowledge that. A whole lot of women, a whole lot of dudes, and I would have never violated nobody. Okay, you would have never done it in this lifetime. But I promise you, the energy that is within you did it in a previous lifetime. And so now this time, you had to come back and be on the other end of that so you can understand the pain and the trauma associated with it. Whatever you experience in this life is because something you've done in this life or in a previous life to where your energy, your essence has to grow the fuck up and learn, I can't do this. You reap what you sow. There is no sitting there talking about, thank you, Jesus, hallelujah, God, I accept you into my life, forgive me my sins and wash away my sins and da. And now I'm clean and fresh and brand new, like I ain't never did no shit wrong. And I ain't got to pay the price for all my fuck ups. That's not how the laws work. That's not how the laws of the universe work. That's not how God works. I know they tell you a whole bunch of stupid shit in religion. But you need to understand the purpose of why they tell y'all that. But the 12 laws that God created, you're going to have to answer for everything you've done. And the beautiful thing about nature is that, man, nature teaches you, look, it took one seed, put in the ground, produced this tree that brought forth all this fruit. But when you plant a seed of negativity, a seed of positive, a seed of love and compassion and mercy and giving, whatever the seed is that you plant, understand that the law of cause and effect, the law of karma says you reap what you sow. You're going to reap abundantly and above and beyond what you put in the ground. What am I saying? It took one seed, put in the ground, produce a tree that brought forth a lot more than one seed. It brought forth a lot more than one orange. When you plant a seed, whatever it is, of blessing somebody's life, of trying to tear down and destroy somebody, of betraying somebody, of breaking somebody's heart, whatever it is that you do, good or bad, you're going to reap abundantly above what you've done. I've often said, man, whatever you do, you're going to reap it 100 times more. This is random numbers, 100 times more. Why? Because the law of karma and laws of cause and effects is, man, if you plant this mustard seed in the ground, If you plant this collard green seed in the ground, if you plant this tree or this sunflower in the ground, you're going to get a plant that has 100 times more seeds than what you put in the ground. You're going to plant a seed, whatever it is, and that seed is going to bring forth flowers and fruit and vegetables, and that's going to bring forth more seeds. Hundreds of more seeds. You've only planted one, but you're reaping an abundance above what you planted. And so it is in life. And so it is in life. You reap what you sow, abundantly above that. Why? Because karma, nature, universe, source, God wants you to understand, for every cause, there's a, how can I say, there's an effect. You know what I mean? For everything you do, there's a result. Plant a seed, get a fruit tree. You plant seeds of love. You plant seeds of forgiveness. You plant seeds of mercy and compassion. You plant seeds of being a beacon of love, a beacon of hope. You plant seeds that's going to benefit other people. That's going to enhance the lives of other people. And when you start planting those seeds, and you do it on a continuous basis, watch how your life drastically change. Be mindful of what you say. Be mindful of what you do. Because whether you know it or not, you're planting seeds. Cause and effect. Karma. You're going to have to answer for everything you've done. There is no escaping it. There is no, oh, nobody saw, so I got away with this. Nobody gets away with anything. You have to answer for it. Man, I hope and pray that I've said something to encourage you. Shine some light on this. We have to grow up. We have to understand how we keep violating the 12 laws of the universe. Because we're not tapped into God's source universe like we think we are. Man, thank you guys for being part of this tribe. I love you guys. Happy healing.